What's up, Francesco?
What's up, man?
Glad to do this with you, man. Dude, this is one of the cooler spots I've gotten to record a podcast. I'm happy to be here.
Me too, bro.
Like,
Me too.
God damn. But man, it's cool to meet people that are into music, and I think I wanna hear more of your stuff, but in general, I mean, we were talking about it. Music is a very collaborative activity.
Yeah.
I think it involves that social aspect in a way that many other art forms don't, and I think that is really what distinguishes music as its own thing. I would use that distinction. You know, yeah, it's sound for sure, but I think the collaborative quality of it is incredibly intriguing because we share a sonical space. Basically, we are existing in this space together. When you create sound, for better or worse, either you're annoying someone or you are like, it's interesting, right? Like when music happens the correct way, it's like it's satisfaction in your eardrums. It's like I don't know. It's like parallel lines between your ears. Something like it vibes the right way, and that's such a cool thing to deliver to people. I'm assuming that's why you're interested in it as well. But I'd love to hear, like, maybe you can tell me a little bit about how you got into music. What was the first thing that inspired you to make a song or anything to that extent?
I agree with you. I think music is sharing and also has no boundaries, you know? And to get every time above these boundaries, you have to cooperate with others. Because what I can do alone could never reach what me and you could do together. Okay? It's always different. It's always a new perspective, a new way to intend music, because I think music is strictly connected to the emotional side of the human being. Okay? I think I share my emotions through music, and that's also the way to connect to people, through emotions, right? So music is a connection through people. As you know, I'm a DJ, mm-hmm. and I see music as a bridge, a ponte, okay, from me to the people. Mm-hmm. And I'm strictly connected with my crowd, with my dance floor, and I have to receive their emotion. I can see their faces, I can see their body language while they're dancing, mm-hmm. and they understand how they feel. And that's possible through music.
That's fascinating. Yeah, because when you're playing music for someone, you can, maybe it's not super easy to tell, but the more you do it, maybe the easier it gets to tell whether they're feeling it or not. Some people are more expressive, you know, if they're feeling mm-hmm. it, they're fucking going crazy, and then if they're not, they're like sulking. But even noticing that in people that aren't so expressive is an interesting thing. But I didn't consider that, actually. Like, as a DJ, you're communicating with the audience, but they're communicating back to you.
Yeah, it's an exchange. Of course, you cannot see every single person, and as you said correctly, there's the more expressive people, there are less expressive people, but you have to consider the globality, you know? The
majority?
The majority. You can see the environment. If it's well coinvolto, if they are
energetic.
You can feel them. You can see if you're making a good job. Even because you have to consider that you cannot play just what you like, okay, while you're DJing, but you cannot play just what people like. You have to find a balance, okay, because I'm talking about Italy, for sure, because the situation is different all over the world.
But okay? maybe it applies as well, because what you're talking about, I think, could be expanded out to many different forms of art. You don't want, I don't know what restrictions to set necessarily, but you want to remind people of something while also surprising them enough. I think that's what you're getting at. It's that mix of they expect it, but then giving them what they don't expect as well.
That's right, because I love to for this thing. I love to play unexpected music, okay, such as Pino Daniele.
I don't. Wait, I don't think so.
Pino Daniele was one of the greatest Italian
Producers?
No, it's not producer. He's a cantautore.
Like conductor? Like with an orchestra? Singer, okay.
Singer, but it's like neo-melodical Napolitan. It's classical music from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, yeah. And sometimes I like to play some remixes of Pino Daniele as well during my tech house set.
So he plays, I'm assuming it's more traditional Napolitano vibes?
Yeah, it's not that Napolitano because, Pino Daniele is from Naples, but he's known all over Italy.
Gotcha.
Okay. He was a monster.
So his style of music influenced more than just the culture of Naples?
Yeah, especially Naples. But everyone knows Pino Daniele and everyone recognizes his voice.
Uh-huh.
If you listen to Pino Daniele, he's very unique. He's very
He's like the Frank Sinatra of Italy.
Okay.
I don't know this person. I'm just making some metaphor.
Like
you can pick it up or put it down.
Sweet folkloristic Neapolitan music with this sweet voice is incredible. Pino Daniele. It's like a melody. His voice is like an instrument.
For sure.
It's crazy. And sometimes I like to play Pino Daniele, even as I said in tech house, techno parties, because people cannot expect it, and they have feelings. Okay. Maybe Pino Daniele reminds them something or someone or a Napolitan friend, a Napolitan uncle, and they go with their head while they're dancing.
But I imagine that's a very cool contrast to have. It's EDM, or what genre do you specify in a genre?
House and tech house.
House and tech house. So mixing that older style to that, I like when that happens.
Yeah.
Like when you get something that's a really old song, but it's mixed in the right way to the techno or whatever the genre is, and I love that contrast.
Yeah, me too. It's crazy, and you can make this contrast with a lot of genres. I'm not the DJ who prepares his DJ set strictly, because I like to decide on the moment. Okay, for sure, I arrive at the venue ready with a lot of new songs, fresh stuff, but I'm not saying, okay, I'm gonna play this, and this, because it's impossible.
Yeah.
Because it's not a schematic job, mathematical job.
Well, in that case, you might as well just do the set and record the set and then just play the recorded set.
Exactly.
But that takes away from what you were saying about this communication with the audience. If you don't get to change what you're doing in correspondence to how they're reacting, then I think you would lose that. You'd just be standing there, being like,
exactly.
Yep, the music's playing, I'm standing here.
Exactly.
That would feel very awkward.
Sometimes, talking with my friends, they say, what about if someday AI will replace you? No? Maybe one day there will be robot instead of DJs. I answered them that this is not possible just because what we said. Because you have to adapt to change, to be fluid.
Yeah, but I wonder, I had this idea recently. Instead of, because there's AI that's used in Spotify or Apple Music, for example, or like YouTube, to create a playlist. So if you play something, it's going to analyze what things are similar to that and queue it up afterward. Now, I wonder if such a tool could be developed where you could express a state of mind or a feeling that you would like to be in, or like a space, like a vibe, if you can describe a vibe, and then AI conjures up a playlist, and then like as it's playing, you could be like, no, I want it to get a little bit more harsh, and then like it slowly like, but like it's a tool in that way. I don't know. This is like a random fucking idea that I had, but that would be interesting if instead of limiting it to the music itself, it was focused more on the feeling, and it could happen where AI would be trained to know what songs feel like what, and so then you would learn new music based on that feeling. So, but it's tricky, right? I think it would be cool in one aspect, but then like it would also, it might take away from other things.
It will be scary as well.
What already is scary, man?
Because at that point means that machine could have feelings.
I don't think so. I just think it means that they can correlate meaning or correlate feeling to sound waves, right? Or when we say meaning, we mean we write something denoting a meaning that correlates to specific frequencies, music.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 100% AI can draw up that correlation and do it very well. And I don't think that means it'll feel, not at all. But I don't know, quite the tangent there. But
yeah.
But I think having that personal touch is, you can't. I don't know. It's tricky. We don't know what the future's like, but it seems like that personal touch can't be replicated, or at least I think we are hoping in this moment that it can't be replicated, right? Because then, I don't know, what would happen? Would it mean that everyone could just like have a AI just find the perfect music for them, and then...
Yeah. And I also think that the vibe, the feeling is very personal. What is a vibe for me, maybe it's not a vibe for you, okay? What chills me doesn't necessarily has to chill you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So AI could be a chill playlist, but for who? For me or for you?
Yeah.
I think that as well. And then you have to consider the setting, okay? If you are going to a party on the beach in Italy, I expect to hear something. So if I am the DJ, I know I can play a certain type of songs, a certain genre. I could not go hard techno, even if I like it. On the beach, during the afternoon, it will be out of setting.
New Guinea.
New Guinea. New Guinea, perfetto.
For the beach, for southern Italy, that's just the vibe.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, first time I went to Italy, my song was just Straniero, Straniero.
Straniero. Wow. My sister let me discover New Guinea, and they're crazy. Yeah, because New Guinea, you see, why New Guinea are fantastic? Because they have a lot of influences, different influences. Napolitan, French, Portuguese, electronic music, neo-melodical music, guitars, drums,
disco almost,
synth, everything.
Yeah.
Perks, tribal perks, Mediterranean perks, everything in their music.
Yeah.
So everybody, as you coming from Michigan, US, and me coming from Italy, we both like New Guinea because they're full of different sounds. It's like world music, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I like it because it doesn't feel American. Like, I like it because it is different. I like things that don't try to appeal to me. And that goes to what you were saying earlier. Some people know what they want, but really, like, you've got to surprise them a little bit. You've got to convince them that they want this other thing. Not convince them that they want this other thing, but put something on and make it enjoyable.
Yeah. Even because, you know, I've met a lot of, I'll make an example, a lot of people, a lot of girls, but not just girls, that told me I'm into reggaeton, okay? I don't like techno. But then they come to a party in which I'm playing, and I play techno or tech house, and at the end they say, "Oh, I liked your techno." That's why. That's because.
Damn, that's a huge compliment.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. If someone doesn't like a genre of music, and then you convince them that it's a good genre of music.
But this happens because sometimes people are convinced that a genre is one thing and that's it. Okay? But if you say techno, if you say tech house, if you say house, you're talking about a lot of stuff, a lot
Yeah.
of music.
Yeah.
And also inside the tech house, you can make a lot of kinds of tech house. You can use famous vocals to catch people,
Yeah.
to let them sing,
Yeah.
and let them enjoy a good tech house drop. Even if they say, I don't like tech house, okay, maybe you do if you hear something you know before.
I think not liking music, and it's tricky because like when people ask, "Hey, what music do you like?" It's often it's like a genre question. But I if I'm being honest, I find it hard to answer what music I like based on genre, because I'm surprised by things constantly, and I like new things constantly, and new things speak to me. And I think that's what it is. It's not. It's when you feel like, especially if a song has lyrics, if those lyrics don't speak to you, right? If they're not talking about something you can relate to, it might be hard to enjoy that music. But if something in the music, of course, it's lyrics, but also the melody and rhythm and everything else within the music, if it doesn't speak to you, you're not going to like it. But I think it just takes someone. It's weird, right? Because you got to get someone in the right state of mind of being open-minded. Because if I'm just like, no, that's noise, bam, 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 noise, 4 on the floor, noise, whatever, I'm never gonna like it, because that's what I've decided.
Of course.
I've decided I'm not gonna like it. But if you can get people relaxed enough and open enough to try listening to something, and you are able to speak to them, I think that's when you're achieving that result. At least I would speculate that is what is happening.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that, okay, lyrics, song with lyrics are another thing, because if I listen to music and the singer is not communicating anything to me, okay, also like maybe talking about trap music, okay, in Italy, for example, trap music.
What are we talking, Sfera Basta?
Yeah, Sfera Basta or other things. I used to like this kind of music when I was younger, and I still like some tracks.
10.000, 100.000, 1 milione. Anyways.
There are a lot of famous songs from Sfera Basta. But nowadays, these songs don't communicate anything to me, because lyrics are quite empty, okay?
Yeah, it's just
I
all
have
stuff.
money, I am going with girls, I do drugs, okay, repeat.
And it's also, it seems like, I mean, that's a symptom of rap, hip-hop music in the States as well, trap specifically maybe. It is egocentric.
Yeah.
And part of that, it's kind of a good vibe sometimes to like bring strength to the ego. But a lot of times it's like, fucking relax, man. No one gives a fuck about you. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there are some people who are able to make rap with contents, with talking about real stuff, okay? And I like and I enjoy that kind of rap, because they show the world it's not necessary to talk about the same stuffs every time making rap, because rap is an incredible genre. Trap, hip hop, the sounds are good for my ears. The drums, the everything.
The hats.
But, you know, that empty lyrics doesn't catch me at all.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think that's what too many rappers fall into. It's the same shtick.
Yeah.
I got the shit, I got the weapons, I got the shit, I got the things.
Yeah, I can find these kind of lyrics attractive anymore. I repeat, when I was younger, it was cool, okay, gangster, yeah, well, fuck the world, but now I prefer other stuff. I don't say I'm not liking trap anymore, because I still have some songs in my playlist, but it's not like before, of course. But I agree with you what you said earlier, that it's not about the genre. It's about the feeling. I don't like trap because the feeling I feel is not good in relation to the lyrics, but it's not about the genre. It's the fact that music has to communicate, has to give you feelings, and if these feelings are not good, well, I don't like that music.
But I think there's a lot of music that exemplifies negative feelings, specifically anger and sadness. I think there's a lot of music specifically focused on that. I would assume made by people full of these emotions, and the music is a way of therapeutically addressing these problems, and that's why there's music about these negative emotions. And then I think as well, people going through maybe similar negative situations can listen to that music and maybe feel a sense of relief in the fact that they're not alone in this feeling, and that, you know, this feeling matters and that it's real. But then I think it can go too far where it kind of manifests it as well, right? It creates it. It holds on to that energy, that negative energy. Like I really enjoy sad songs, like, you know, like something about like the minor chord hitting, or like the, you know, specific lyrics, or something about the voice when it's in a sad way. It's very attractive.
Also Italian?
What's that?
Also Italian?
I don't know too many Italian sad songs.
Okay.
But I'm sure I would love them. But in general, I think it has its time and its place, and maybe it's overused by some people. It's like a substance in itself. You know, it's a way of dealing with something, but then it's also, if you do it too much, it's a way of creating that thing as well. But I agree with you. I think music that exemplifies good feelings is better to have in the sound space, because that is what you will manifest. What you are hearing, what is being repeated and coded into your subconscious will come out of you. And so it's important to like pay attention to, you know, because it can happen unconsciously, where it's just like, yeah, I like this music, and it's like, yeah, maybe you're creating this negative thing within yourself too. I don't know.
For example, when I feel sad, I can't really listen to sad music because I feel sad again. I cannot really listen to sad music in general because I'm so sensitive. Yeah. So just one word could be enough to give me a little bit of sadness. Or if somebody in one song tells something that I can if I can feel a bad feeling from the singer, I will feel bad at all. So I like to listen to happy music when I'm sad. But I know a lot of people, the majority of people, listen to sad songs when feel sad to be, as you said before, not alone. And that's okay, because as we said at the beginning of the podcast, music has no boundaries. I can't really understand people fighting for music, like, this singer sucks. No, this singer sucks. He's my idol. Okay, guys, it's good.
Yeah, who cares? If someone doesn't like the music you like, great. If someone likes the music you like, cool.
It's too personal. Too personal. Too personal.
It's like why don't we just like put our brains in like a vat and like tie our ears to that vat? Like, yeah, the point is that we're going to hear different things. We're going to like different things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Why don't people embrace that?
It's so easy. I will never say anybody, you like, I don't know, Frank Sinatra? Frank Sinatra sucks. Even if I don't like it. Because music is too connected to emotions, and I cannot judge your emotions.
Well, I think what helps is, I mean, you just shared that you're a sensitive person. I think being a more sensitive person, by like literally, it is more empathy. It means you're more empathetic. And when you're more sensitive, you understand that, you know, actions have consequences. Specifically, people get hurt by certain things. And of course, it's not within our control to make sure that no one gets offended, because that's within their control. But it's still a sort of thing where it's like, why even push the issue, right? I would love to have a discussion about it. Like, we could have a discussion about why you like Frank Sinatra or why I don't, for example.
But not judging.
Yeah.
Without judging. Just be...
But isn't that one of the hardest things to do as a human? I mean, when are we taught not to judge? I feel like we're taught to judge constantly. You have this thing, I have this thing, but I'm gonna get this thing because you don't have that thing. At least I think in a lot of cultures, there is this competitiveness, this drive to pull each other down when really we want to lift ourselves up. But we don't know how to lift ourselves up. We haven't taught ourselves how to lift ourselves up other than by putting other people down. Yeah. Which is one of the things that I think is so ridiculous, because there is no end to positivity, just as there's no end to negativity. But the idea is we can help each other up, Of course we see things differently. Of course we're going to disagree on things. That's great. That means that you have strengths where I have weaknesses, and I have weaknesses where you have strengths. That's what that means. And so if we're traversing a path together, we will be able to help each other out where it's difficult for one of us, you know? And I don't know, I find that to be a beautiful thing. And I think if more of us can share in that attitude, it'll only be better. Now, the problem with that is, the more generous you are as a person, the more susceptible you are of being taken advantage of. So there is this thing of I have this feeling I want to be good. I'm sure other people want to, what the fuck does that mean? Want to be good, want to feel good, want others to feel good, right? But there are people that know that is easy to take advantage of. So it is this dual-edged blade, right? Like, we can have more, but then it's like a tall tower, right? We can build the tower taller, right? But then it only takes a little bit on the bottom, you pull one Jenga brick out and the whole thing comes down, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know why I just went to that, but I think with music, there might be a lesson in that for us,
Yeah, I think so. I have a question for you.
Dimmi.
Which are your biggest musical influences?
Man, I don't know. Well, I would have to say the first musical influence, I don't know if I can answer specifically with artists. I think I was in band in middle school and halfway through high school. I played the trombone, and that was my first musical influence. At that point in time, I didn't like listening to music, but I loved playing music and playing music with others and creating music, and that's what got me into being able to hear a melody that's not there, hear a rhythm that's not there. Or maybe that was there before, but I started to sort of dig out that skill within myself of being able to hear the music. Because for me, that's what the creation is. Like, I think maybe at first, it's just like banging your hands around until like you get some sort of some rhythm going, or whatever, just fucking playing some chords. And then once you have something like a floor to stand on, the rest of the building is built off of what I hear. It doesn't feel like I'm creating it. So I don't know, like I listen to, like I don't know, I was influenced a lot by my friends and what music my friends liked a lot. And I think it's just been recently where I'm starting to sort of find that out for myself, because I like all sorts of different music, I don't know if that's the answer you were looking for, but
yeah, there was not a correct answer. It's just personal, as we said. You know Avicii? Avicii,
yeah. Come on, you're Italian and you say Avicii?
I think it's the correct pronounce, no? Avicii.
I think it's Avicii. And you're Italian.
He was from Sweden, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Avicii or Avicii.
But I didn't think it was possible for an Italian to see a C and not go ch. It's Avicii, come on.
Avicii, okay. He was my first influence. To answer your first question, where and when did you come close to music? It was thanks to Avicii or Avicii.
Okay.
Avicii and Skrillex. You know Skrillex?
Yeah. So like this is 10 years ago.
Look. The camera could not see it, but
Man, it's even like too dark for me to see. I hope the camera can see us. I hope y'all can see us, but it is what it is.
this is Skrillex logo.
Oh, cool, man.
When I was younger, I was crazy about Skrillex. You know, dubstep, electro music, hard music. But also the more light side with Avicii, which made a lot of bangers for the EDM history. And the two guys were my first influences, and it started from here. Everything started from there. Yeah.
So, so you heard what they were doing, and that inspired you to maybe start fucking around on a drum pad or some sort of DAW, or what was the story?
You want to know the original story?
Yeah.
Okay, I come from Rimini, which is near to Riccione. Okay, Rimini and Riccione are the two cities in which there are more discos in Italy. Okay,
The most.
the most, yeah. Even if they are small, it's like Riviera Romagnola. Okay, the land.
Careful with it. I didn't roll it the best.
Okay. Riviera
She's a
Romagnola.
little loose.
Yeah, it's a bit chubby.
Come si dice? La figa è... Come si dice?
Come la figa?
Loose.
Largo.
Largo.
Che c'entra la figa?
Ah, la cana. La cana è così una figa larga. Quindi, comunque,
There are a lot of discos in my city, okay? That's the reason. So when I was young, like 12, 13, I started going to the disco on Sunday afternoon because I was too young to go on Saturday night, okay?
they let you in on Sunday.
Yeah, there were these afternoon parties for the kids who went
Yeah.
to school.
Yeah.
And I kind of started liking electronic music.
Can I see your phone's flashlight?
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't want to interrupt you.
No. This is good. I kind of started liking this music. Then, my family was the owner of a little hotel in Rimini, and one time came a DJ staying in my hotel, and he was playing for us, for the guests in the hotel, just for fun. And I was looking at him playing, and I was saying, "Oh, this is cool," because he's communicating to us through music. Okay, in my family, have always been musicians or singers, such as my sister,
Okay.
which is a fantastic singer. So, music is a family matter. And I said, okay, I want to try too. And one of the discos in which I went to party on Sunday afternoon let me make my first try. I was 14 at that point. In the crowd there were a few people, like 6 or 7 people. First time I mixed, okay, because there was like 4 o'clock in the morning. They put me last one, okay, go sound in the second room, okay.
Cindino.
But in the crowd there was this guy, which used to work in another club, and he told me, "You're good. You want to try to us?"
On your first set. Your first set, someone.
First or second, I can't really remember, but I was young and the dance floor was empty, almost empty. So yeah, the first time or the second time.
Wow.
And I said, okay, let's try. And then again, I was to this disco playing, and another guy, and it was like this.
Wow.
Step by step, I started soon because I was 14,
Yeah.
so I was super young,
And how old are you right now?
24.
Okay.
So it's like 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah. And I kept growing a little bit, but this is how it started. I've played in every single situation possible, to the birthday parties, wedding parties, big discos, small discos, second room, main room, small festival. But the feeling is always the same for me. Is communicating through music. It doesn't matter if I have in front of me 1,000 people or 50 people. I could have more fun with 50 people. Well,
It's more intimate.
yeah, it's intimate, but if they are ready, if they go crazy with my music, I go crazy with them. And I have more fun than in a 2,000 people party in which people, it's all, I don't know, dressed up, elegant, and they dance like this, okay? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I want you to go crazy.
Yeah, let loose.
Or my job is useless.
Let loose.
Okay.
Wow.
So you can enjoy and grow up as a DJ from every single situation. And that, I think this is a good advice for young DJs and people who start making music, live music.
I would say for starting anything, take every opportunity
Yeah.
that you can.
Yeah.
You know? Like, for example, if I was doing this podcast and I'm like, no, Francesco, I don't want to do a podcast with you. You know, because and whatever reason, I don't even know what reason I could create, because of course I like you, I enjoy talking to you, so why wouldn't I want to? But I'm just trying to apply this to another thing. This could apply
Yeah.
to anything. You take every opportunity.
Yeah.
And like I've done podcasts with people where I'm like, it's kind of been hard for me to get through because I realized it was a different thing once we started recording. Like, some people change a little bit, and it's good to learn. But even in those like situations, or in situations where I feel like I didn't perform well because of whatever reason, maybe that's just my insecurity, it's still good because it's
Yeah.
practice. It's practice, but it's more than practice. It's performance, and performance is the best type of practice.
Yeah.
Because if you're just practicing, like, it doesn't matter. Yes, of course, go through the fundamentals of whatever you need to learn over and over and over. But at a certain point, if you're not showing it to people, there's a certain muscle that you will not be exercising.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's amazing, man. Like, I
agree.
So like, but you would say even performing at like a wedding compared to a traditional club, or like whatever have you had, I guess here's what I'm wondering. What's the weirdest experience you've had performing a set?
The weirdest. In which sense? Weirdest. Clarify.
Where you felt the strangest, for some reason, something made you feel strange.
Well, yeah, birthday parties and wedding parties make me feel so uncomfortable. Not because there are a few people, but because sometimes it's intimate. It's at their houses or at their in small situations with family, with people. So, but I'm not doing it anymore, really. I used to do it more when I was young,
When you had to.
when I had to, yeah, right. And I took that opportunity as well. But now I'm just in the clubs, thanks God, because this is what I like most, of course, right? I want to try to tell you the weirdest thing. Well, one time the club told me, Francesco, you need to bring your own console because ours is broken, okay? I said, okay, no problem. If you could pay me a little extra, there's no problem. They say, okay, no problem. Then at the venue, a little piece of shit with how you say secchiello, a bucket,
Okay.
a little bucket with alcohol inside. In
Uh-huh.
Italy we do this. I don't know if in the US.
Just in a bucket.
Okay.
Like
In a
it's just
bucket.
alcohol in a bucket. It's not like
You know
bottles.
that buckets to use it on the beach.
Yeah.
The children use to make castles.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that one full of ice and alcohol,
Okay.
all the way on my fucking console. Okay, I can really remember that day. My console was not so expensive, but I was like 16 or 17.
And it ends the set, right? I mean, the music was over immediately, right?
Yeah, because it was not like a glass. It was like a fucking bucket. So
But who would want to waste a bucket of alcohol? Was it an
I don't
accident?
think. Yeah, I think it was an accident.
Okay.
He was drunk and he was dancing.
I was imagining someone like with a mission, like coming over with a bucket and just like
No,
fucking pouring.
I would
it
have
on your
killed
shit.
him. I would have killed him. Yeah. You know what? Jokes apart, this is the most frustrating sensation when you're playing, you're having fun, and for some reason you have to stop, or the party stop. Okay, it could happen sometimes, maybe because of a blackout, or maybe because the club has to close earlier. It could happen sometimes. Problems with the police, with some things. It happened to me to my last summer gig in Rimini before coming to Tirana. I was playing on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy, man. Like 200 people, but it was crazy. They were all around me, like a boiler room on the beach. It was crazy. I did put my USB in the console, starting my set. I put one fucking song. The police came. I could see the blue sirene.
Yeah, lights, sirens.
Blue lights, yeah. The owner of this little beach club came to me and told me, Francis, that's it. And I was like, oh, that's it.
Did they pay you?
I put one song. Yeah, they paid me.
At least they paid you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No, but it was not this guy's fault.
that's the biggest thing, right? Is like police, because that's also like one of the biggest reasons for like a party getting like broken up is being too loud. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You know.
The police was right. That night, the police was right. But still,
Still sucks.
yeah, my feeling was terrible. Because, you know, I can't really play every day because I'm still not a famous DJ, so I don't have my tour all around the world. I play sometimes, okay? And that 1 hour of set, 1.5 or 2 hours, are my everything. Sometimes I wait 1 week or 10 days to a gig, and every day I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I want to play. I want to express myself. Okay, I can express myself in a lot of ways. As you can see, I like to talk. I like to talk to people. I like to meet people. I like to make a lot of things during my day. But DJing is my main form of expression. And if you take me away this, you take me away everything. So when this happens, I feel lost. That night, after police came, music stopped, I went to the beach alone. I sat down on the sand, smoking a cigarette, like, okay. This night is ruined, but okay. But I was sad. I was really sad.
Yeah. But
Because
I
it's
think-
like you cut my communicating bridge.
It's like they cut your tongue out. That's a more aggressive metaphor if you'd like to use it. But I think it'll happen where you start getting better venues, though. Right? I mean, you're talking about that happening. It's just about having a better venue. Because if the venue's good, they have all that shit figured out. It's
Yeah.
like yeah, it's going to be loud. We have all the authority to do so. We, whatever.
Yeah, but it could happen another thing to ruin your set. Maybe sometimes they put new DJs, even club owners or organizers. They put a new DJ in the lineup the same day of the event.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe your set from 2 hours is 1 hour, or 2 hour, 1 hour and a half.
Yeah.
That half an hour for me, it's like losing an arm at the beginning, because you're taking me away my time, my expression.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure, if you play in bigger venues or in more serious venues, problems are reduced. Yeah. Luckily, in the last years, I started making bigger venues, even some small festivals, and I had some really good times and memories, and I feel so grateful for this. Yeah,
It's amazing, man.
I feel so grateful. Yeah, I'm so lucky with my job.
Well, you started very early. Like, you're 24 and you can say, I have a decade of experience in this industry.
That makes me old.
That's cool, man.
You got the lighter? Ah, qua, scusa. Yeah, that's cool. That's so cool, but I truly think I'm gonna do it forever. Because age is not a problem to be a DJ. Of course, when you're 70, maybe it's hard, but you can still play until 50s or 60 without any problems if your wealth is good and everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't drink too much every fucking night playing, or you don't sleep 3 hours per night, you can do it.
Yeah, if you have healthy habits,
Yeah.
and you can perform to a high level consistently because you have a balanced lifestyle. That's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you get burnt out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for example, talking about Avicii, he did suicide
Yeah.
because of depression, and that depression came from the fact that he had no time for himself, for his family, to relax his mind, to chill out. This is what he wrote in his letter. Okay, life was too much, because if you have a world tour and you play every day, or one day yes and one day no, you're not able to sleep, because the adrenaline you feel after a DJ set won't make you able to go to sleep easy. Okay, if I stop playing at 4 a.m. and I come back home, I will go to bed at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. because adrenaline is too much, because I'm too happy when I play. And it's natural. It's not about drugs or alcohol. It's just the flow
Yeah.
of my body, of my
Oh, yeah.
emotions. So when I come back home, it's like a big breakdown. It's a big difference, because what I was experiencing like 2 hours ago,
Yeah.
1 hour ago, I can't calm down now. It's like always I have to play more. So you're used to sleep 3 hours, 4 hours.
Well, it is like a drug. Like, you're describing a drug.
Yeah. It's dopamine. It's pure dopamine for your brain. Yeah. In fact, sometimes my friends, they come in console. They come to the back of the console. They come in console with me.
Yeah. Behind
Behind
the
me.
stage.
Yeah, exactly. And once they come one time, they always want to come back, because they experience the feeling of being there. And one time, the time you get to the console, you can understand that the fact that, okay, they are here in my function, in function of me, in function of what I do for them.
Yeah.
And if I'm able to do it well, I've created a good memory for them, and that's the best for me. I'm just happy if people have fun.
It's a good memory for everyone.
Yeah. For me, for them, for everybody. I also want that dancers, sometimes in the clubs there are dancers which do their work and dance. I wanted them to have fun as well. I don't want them to dance because they have to dance and they're paid to dance the whole night. No, they have to dance because they have fun. Sometimes at the end of the DJ set, I go to them and I say, hey, did you like my set? Yes, no, why? Because maybe they work in the club every Saturday and I'm playing just one time, so I want to ask them. Because if I come back, I know what they think.
Well, it's like I had this realization a year ago. It was actually I was 20 the first time I went to like a club. Actually, like I went to
illegally.
A club. What's that? No.
Was it
the first time I was in a club.
But you don't have to be 21 to enter in the US?
You do. I could have gotten a fake ID.
So
but,
illegally?
Yeah, illegally, but I didn't. So my first time experiencing a club was in Germany.
Ah, okay.
In this bunker. And I realized, because I always hated 4 on the floor music. But what I realized was that it was setting up a stage, and like it created a space. Like the music itself is very visual. I think music, when executed properly, is visual, and within that, the epiphany I sort of had, and the little amount that I dabble around creating music, was that there's a dance in the song. The dance is in the song.
Yeah.
It's not. So what you're describing, if you're doing your job right, the dancers shouldn't have to be working, in a sense where they know how to dance, of course, but the music is the dance, and that's just being physically manifested in someone with the ability of flowing with that.
Yeah. That's an interesting point of view about the music well executed is like visual. I agree with you. It's like a visual experience.
Yeah, and for me, like specifically, like the feminine form dancing, like something like about that, and I think like that's sort of like what the muse is, in writing and whatnot. And I think in music, the muse is a dancer, and it's embodied by whatever female you're attracted to at that moment, and it's like you're seeing the dance and then creating the song. See, I think this is when it's done ideally. I can remember like making a song after that and having that experience of, it didn't feel like I was making music, it felt like I was watching a dance. And I was just sort of recording it, if that makes sense.
Sí. Yes, makes sense. I've never experienced that, but I can understand.
Yeah.
It looks. It's a good point of view to imagine a dance, somebody in particular, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I just smoke enough weed. I don't know.
No, why? It's cool. It's a
Yeah.
good idea. Yeah, and once you start producing music, as you could know, maybe you cannot really listen to music in the same way.
Yeah.
Is that right to you?
Yeah, of course.
Because you say, oh, listen to that hi-hat. On Logic will be like this. I will put it
Yeah.
there.
I imagine that's how architects feel when walking around a city.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like buildings. They're like, oh yeah, I know that like design from this. Like I know this pattern from that. Just like you're
Yeah.
oh yeah, I understand that melody that comes from whatever, or that rhythm that's this or that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see more into it, which is part of the curse, because the experience of music, separate from any idea of creating music, is magic, pure magic. I mean, music is magic in general, probably one of the most powerful forms of magic we possess. But when you get into it, it becomes more sciencey,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I agree.
And when you're not into it, it's just magic. And that is sort of the curse of it is, and I think that's like being great at something is being able to retain that. Being able to retain the magic of whatever you're doing, the unknown, and the skills of actually executing it. But it's hard because you get into one mindset and then you stay in that mindset. Or maybe for specific types of people, it's hard. Like I want to just focus on one mindset and get into that mindset. But it's much, much more powerful to have two mindsets simultaneously.
Yeah, of course. You just have to find the balance between them to feel okay and to let you enjoy music, but also have this analyzer side, which is okay, which makes you more informated and more educated about music.
Like what we're doing now, part of it is kind of negative in a way because why describe music? Just let it be music, you know? But at the same time, I do find it curious to wander down that way of thinking.
You know, what I think is so special about music that has so many different sides and things you can analyze, because that's true. Let the music just be the music and enjoy it. But also, as a music producer, I know that there are patterns and things to do to permit music to be just music for the people.
Mm-hmm.
So I know there's something behind, before the emotional side, which comes to you, listener.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I have to do something. So if some music, I enjoy some music, I enjoy it with the emotional side, but then I recognize there's some work behind the music. And I say, oh, cool, I make these things too. That connects me with that people. Maybe he's a multi-platinum producer or a multi-platinum DJ, and I'm not, but we're talking about the same language. We're talking the same language. And that's crazy. And that's the famous bridge I was talking about from another point of view. Music is infinite, has no limits, in every sense possible. That's why I think it's useless to make war for music. Why countries make war? For boundaries. Music has not. Music can never be divisive, can never be a problem in this world. Never. Just art and passion for somebody, energy, shareness, it's culture. It's what makes you close to somebody sometimes, to some countries, to some people, to some. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's its own form of language.
Yeah.
But it says things that words can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm curious, another side of it. Are you finding yourself able to make enough money just with music?
That's a good question, because last year was the first year trying to live with just music. I couldn't do that. It was hard, I have to be honest. I couldn't make any holiday last year. I couldn't buy new clothes often or go to dinner to the restaurant often. But I was able to live alone, to live on my own with my friends, 20 kilometers from my house. So yeah, now I'm starting to live with music, and I know that there are other sacrifices in front of me, but it's still okay, because now I came back home to my parents for some reasons, but when I was alone in my house, I was happy. Even if sometimes I reached the end of the month with 50 euros on in my bank account or less, I was still happy. It was not a problem. Even because I know this world is music industry is very it's like a roller coaster.
Turbulent.
Yeah, it's turbulent. Even when you're famous, okay, you could meet nobody from one day to another if something happens, something bad happens. So it's like a roller coaster also for me. In specific periods, there is more work, more gigs, big venues, just because it's the karma, it's like this. And sometimes I play 2 times in a month, so it's hard to pay the rent. But it's okay. I will try to make my situation even better and better and better with the hard work and the
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
But it's tough, right? Because are gigs consistent for you, or do you still
During
have
summer.
to? Okay.
During summer, yes. I play also 4, 5, 6 times per week.
Wow.
So yeah. But in winter, if you don't live in a big city, in a capital, it's hard to play so often. So you have to make considerations. Sometimes I go to my parents' restaurant to work, to earn some extra money, or you make sacrifices. And I think the important thing is to produce more music. I've just produced 1 song. It was quite good, but that's not enough. I have to produce more music.
So like produce meaning like using samples or creating the samples?
No. I mean creating new songs.
Yeah.
My own songs.
Yeah.
Using samples, creating melodies, every way possible.
But do you think, because what's most interesting to me, like samples are cool, but what's better is to work with musicians.
Of course.
Have you?
In my genre, with house, tech house, techno, it's more difficult to work with, a pianist or a guitarist.
For sample making, and also like because you're thinking about sets, but what you were just talking about was producing.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, maybe you'll find that you only want to continue within techno house, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of ways that your style, I think, will evolve if you continue to create music.
I agree with you, but just because earlier I said that to become a better DJ, a bigger DJ, I have to produce my own music, in the sense that during my DJ set, I don't want to play other people's music, I want to play my music. So yeah. I have to produce the genre that I play currently. But in general, yeah, I fully agree with you. It's better to work with musicians, even because the result is better.
But so you're saying it doesn't benefit to work with a pianist, but I mean, dude, like, so much can be done with MIDI, and even like a piano sound itself is used, is used so much in techno and house.
Yeah. Sometimes it's also hard to find somebody which is able to do it with tech house, with house. It's not that easy. Where I come from, but as I said, I started producing music since a small amount of time, so I'm trying to understand everything and to become more consistent with production, and to try every single opportunity with musicians, with samples, with drum players, drum machines, everything. I just want to put out new music and play my own music during my sets.
Do you think it's easy to find these connections where you're at? Are there other people that are pursuing these different niches that you could work together with?
Don't know, because my genre in Italy is not that strong. Okay, Italy is the only country where you go dance what you hear in the radio, the music you hear in the radio. Okay, a lot of people wanna go dancing to hear what they already know.
So pop.
Yeah, pop. It's not the only country, but the main discos make that kind of music, and the small situations make techno, tech house. While if you go to everywhere in Europe, the big situations are tech house, techno, or EDM, or electronic music, festival music, and that's all. And the small situation for those who like pop music are for them.
Yeah.
In Italy is the country, and that makes it hard.
That's weird.
For us.
Like, do they have DJs just like stringing together pop songs, or
I swear. Yeah.
like are they
I
remixed?
can understand.
Are they remixed?
Sometimes yes, but sometimes really no.
It's just the song.
It's just the song, and when the song comes at the end, they press play on the other side of the console, and they start the new song.
With a different tempo.
Sometimes, yeah. Or sometimes they match the tempo. If they are good, at least technically,
Yeah.
they match the tempo. But sometimes, no. Okay, the song is end, transition, new song. Well, fuck you, you're not a DJ. You're a fucking Spotify
Yeah.
player. A jukebox.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
sad.
shame. That's a shame.
Yeah, that's a shame. That's sad.
But I mean, come on, enough people realize that there's more to get out of
Yeah.
a show than that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
still enough of an audience.
I'm trying
And
to.
that's almost, but hold on, that's almost a good thing too, right? If the market is saturated with poor quality, that means it's easier for the good quality
Yeah.
to rise to the top.
Yeah, that's true. That's so damn true. And then I'm trying to educate youngers, making them hear my style of music. But sometimes I put I don't know, a famous vocal to bring them to catch them. Okay, but as I said at the beginning, you have to find that balance between what you like and between what they like, as you can come closer to your genre, and the next time they're gonna be more open because they know that I make techno, I make tech house, but I know their tastes, and it's important to them. They have to trust me, to trust you as a DJ.
Yeah. Do you think people are losing that? Because we're in a world where you can have so much music at your disposal and have your, very distinct what you like. Do you think people are losing that openness? Are you getting any sense of that, or the opposite maybe? Posso fumare?
Certo. È l'Aicos però.
Lo
Una
so.
sigaretta. Ah, vuoi fumare l'Aicos? Sì. No, we are not losing it. I don't think. I think it could be better. Talking about Italy, because I've never DJed outside Italy. Still.
You should hold on. Don't want to interrupt your train of thought, but I'm going to interrupt your train of thought. You should look into Albania because they desperately need good DJs here.
See?
Desperately. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Look into it. But in terms of just playing in Italy,
I don't think we are losing it. I think it could be better. We need better DJs as well, locally speaking. Okay, in the small areas. Not talking about famous DJs which come as a guest in Italy. Okay, of course, but resident DJs have to be better. Have to be better. Have to have taste in music to educate their dance floor. Play what they like, remembering, okay, I have to make them happy, or I will not be happy. But not, okay, I'm gonna play top 50 Spotify because I know my job will be, okay. No, I wanna risk. I wanna make my thing.
Yeah.
You don't like me? Don't call me anymore. It's not a
Yeah.
problem. You're free to choose. You're the owner. You're the art director.
Yeah, music needs to be innovative.
Yeah, needs to be spontaneous. Needs to be genuine, real. I can't really listen to hardcore music and then play like Sfere Basta. Some people do it. I know them. I can't say I respect them at all. Because, okay, music is free, but talking about entertainment, music industry, if we go this way, musical market, musical industry will be always worse. Worse. So, yeah, that's what I think. Step by step.
Piano piano.
Piano piano, bravo. Piano piano. Vabbè.
We don't really have a way of saying that in English.
Piano piano.
You can say like slowly, slowly, but it doesn't really like
No, it's step by step.
step by step. Yeah, step by step.
Which in Italian is passo dopo passo, which is a synonym of piano piano. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. What a cool journey.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just starting at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because I'm curious. I would bet that many doors are starting to open for you just from being consistent and from continuing to do this longer.
Yeah.
Or if they haven't, I assume they will.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. It's just like a hunter.
I will.
Just like waiting for that opportunity.
I love this stuff too much. I'm always there. I'm always ready. I'm always knocking doors to play. I'm always ready with my USB in my bag, with my headphones in my bag, always ready. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I have also my USB with me, always in the backpack.
Mm-hmm.
You could never know. You go there, the DJ feel bad. Is there a DJ? Like, is there a doctor?
Yeah.
Is there a DJ? Yeah, of course, I have my USB. They listen to you and they say, oh. And that's happened to me at the beginning, no? Somebody hears you and they, oh, you're good. I'm the owner of a club 50 miles away from here. Wanna try? Hell yeah, I wanna try.
Yeah, step by step. That's cool. I mean, consistency is easy when it's something you enjoy.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Sometimes it's hard because life is hard, so even if you like it, you have to face other things, and be consistent could be hard, could be difficult. But you have to find your good energy from that consistency, which helps you to go through. Music helped me an infinite amount of times during my bad periods. So many times. So many times. And in different ways. With my headphones, starting producing music, I feel better now. Going to the club, playing or dancing, I'm okay now.
If you had something to say to yourself 5 years from now or 10 years from now, what would you say?
10 years in the future, I hope you kept to have this positive energy for music. I hope you kept working hard, producing your own music, and yes, never lose this feeling for music, this love, this genuine love and connection with music and which is around music, and people who makes music, and the connection that music gives me. I want even more, and I hope in 10 years there will be like this.
That's beautiful, man.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
All right.
It has been so cool to speak about these things in English, which is not easy for me. It was like to repeat my journey.
I love that, man.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's been really great. All right. Peace out.
Peace.